Celtic's hopes of reaching the last 16 of the Champions League took a major blow in Amsterdam this week, but there is one Scottish club already at that stage of the competition, in the women's game. Glasgow City face their two biggest matches of their existence in the coming days as they take on Arsenal home and away in a tie dubbed the Battle of Britain. We caught up with City manager Eddie Woleckie Black and midfielder Jess Fishlock ahead of Saturday's first leg in London. Jess, you're a Welsh international playing for a Scottish side against an English side. If anyone sums up the Britishness of this tie, it's you. Are you excited at the prospect?
Yeah, I am actually. I think it's going to be a great game, a great spectacle, and I'm really excited for it.
Glasgow City go into the tie obviously as huge underdogs. Do you hold any hope that you can pull off a surprise?
We will go in as underdogs, there's no denying that. There's no denying how good of a side Arsenal are. But I think, Glasgow as a squad and as a team right now are in a really good place. The way that we're playing, the way that we got through our 32 round was done in a really good, professional, experienced way. So I think that it's going to be a tough game, there's no denying that. As long as we get our preparation right and, the way that we're going to play the legs, as long as we can bring them back here, still be in the tie, I think everything's to play for.
What do you know about the Arsenal squad and what's key to getting a positive result?
I've played against Arsenal a few times. I know a few of the girls. Obviously, the girls know the Scots that are down there. I think for us, we just have to go with a good game plan. We can't go there thinking that we're going to be able to play the way that we play week in, week out, and get the result. This is Europe. This is a totally different kettle of fish, really. So as long as we get our preparation right and our game plan and we stick to it, I think that we'll give ourselves a good chance.
Now, we saw you recently hurting your arm against England in international duty. What's the fitness latest?
I have a cast on it right now that is FIFA regulated, so I should, hopefully, touch wood, be able to play in it. So there is no issue with it, really. The cast is good, it protects my wrist, it's soft, so it won't cause any damage.
Is this the biggest tie this club's ever been involved in?
I think potentially it is. Played Potsdam a couple of years ago, and that was obviously at that time the biggest one. This potentially is the biggest one. But I said that in the A's game, that was the biggest one, so it just kind of comes and goes when the next game you pick up in the Champions League becomes the biggest one. So take it as it is.
This one, of course, got the glamour of the Battle of Britain emblazoned all over it. You've done well in friendlies against English sides before, but is this a different proposition now?
Yeah, of course, you've got the intensity of the game's going to be a lot higher. You kind of roll on and roll off subs where you can in friendly games, and there's now something at stake. So rather than just pride, so I think it'll be totally different from any friendlies the clubs have played on previous occasions.
Of course, Arsenal have three Scottish internationals in their squad, one of whom you know very well, Emma Mitchell. Does that add a wee bit of spice to this occasion?
No, I think that if anything, it just makes it easier for both, because they'll know everything about us and we know everything about them. So it just makes it a wee bit easier, the fact that we know two or three of their players really well. There is still a gap in Europe. There's nobody could argue that case between the top sides and the ones in that middle pack chasing. I'd like to think that we've maybe pushed ourselves into that area. 14 seeded this year, so we've still got a lot of ground to make up, and this tie will show us exactly how far we've still got to go.
Key for Saturday, just finally then, to make sure the game's still alive, to come back here.
Absolutely. You want to still be in the tie and give the Glasgow fans here something to get behind the team for in the home tie, so it's important that we go down there and we have a good balance between attacking and defending.
I think everyone who's in Scotland right now, if they didn't know about women's football before the last few months, I definitely think that they know about it now. The national team are doing great, Glasgow are doing great. There's investment, there's a lot of media. Women's football's in a really good place right now, I think, in Scotland, and it's just going to keep growing. So I, for one, and for the girls that I know here, I'm really, I'm happy and I'm excited for them.